the organizing committee for bringing us together today. I'm excited to talk about a topic that combines both teaching innovation with technology, enhancing statistics education through project-based learning, and the emergence of ChatGPT. This work is done with my amazing TA, Annalie. She is also a graduate student at McMaster. She's a new student there. And this work has been submitted for publication, and we received the feedback, and both reviewers give us like a positive feedback. So we anticipate this paper to be published, after we do just the minor revision, and hopefully within like the couple next months. So some educators, including myself, may now incorporate AI tools like ChatGPT into their teaching. And in my opinion, this shift goes beyond technology and promoting us to rethink how we approach the education and how we design our assignments, our quizzes, and our projects. So this is the goal of my talk today. I want to show how we can design projects and answer some questions related to that. So the outline of my talk, I have introduction, and then I have a case study where we have integrated projects-based learning into two of our main courses at UTM. Then I have selected the 3 research questions that I would like to answer. Then we have data collection methodology, and we have some results and some discussions about that. So statistics curricula focus mostly on theory and computations, with less emphasis on practical skills that are demanded by real-world jobs. And in my opinion, maybe most of the programs are preparing students for academic jobs rather than working with industry. Also, exams and assessments often neglect coding skills and hands-on data, where we need to data collection, cleaning, and visualization are never addressed through that. Also, textbooks-based learning doesn't fully address real-world data challenges. This disconnect between theory and application most of the time demotivates students and hinder their understanding. And many educators and many scholars highlighting real-world applications of statistical theory can boost student engagement and foster deeper understanding on the theory. And based on that, many scholars basically call for reform and improvement in teaching statistics. This is started by Hogg 1991, who emphasized the need of practical skills in statistical education, including data collection, interpretation, teamwork, and communication. Other scholars stressed the importance of focusing on statistical reasoning rather than the theory, especially in introductory statistics courses. Gaz 2016 advocated that project-based learning are more efficient approach that could be aligned with industry practices. Saying that, we try to incorporate all of that into some of our stat courses through project-based learning. And by this we mean, and sometimes in fact these project-based learning maybe in engineering they are known as capstone projects. The goal here is to engage students in collaborative projects where they could investigate and address real-world problems. And there are many, many benefits from that. Let me just highlight some of them. They could develop skills in coding, teamwork, and statistical software, provide practical experience with data cleaning, model validation, and interpretation, enhance interest in statistics and improves performance, increase job readiness, scholarship opportunities for advanced studies, and many other more. Now the question, how we implement all of that? The implementation, unfortunately, is not that simple. It requires a lot of patience and clear and detailed instructions most of the time. This is in addition to other requirements, and this is what I would like to talk in the next few slides. So given the benefits we have highlighted in project-based learning, we integrated this into two main courses at UTM, in particular STAT 304, and this is about survey sampling observational data, and this course typically offered in the fall. And STAT 305, which is experimental design, and this course is offered in winter. Most of the time, in course evaluation, we have positive feedback from students, and most students appreciate including such projects in the courses. And many students, in fact, credit from this project with career and when they apply and they add it to their resumes and for research opportunities as well. However, we don't have formal research about that. So we never collected data and try to do serious research about all of that. And in fact, I started doing this 2019, and last year we have also this generative AI tools and ChatGPT, and we don't have an idea how also we need to revise our projects and the setup of the projects, because all of this is done through data collection and coding and writing skills. So we would like to address the inclusion of ChatGPT as well in that. So now let me give a general overview of how we do and how we design the projects in both courses. So the project weight is typically between 20 to 25% of the final grade. As you see, this is a good portion of the mark. And another challenge is that the enrollment of the course is 240 to 260 students. And also this is really not easy to handle. And again, we have limited resources all of the time in terms of the TAs, so we have to put 5 to 7 students per group. Recently, we have reduced this to 3 to 5, but still, this is maybe not the ideal group number for students. Project topics, we select unique topics. Either we provide them to the students or they are self-proposed, and the projects must be different. So we have about 40 different projects each time. And we have also have added recently AI policy. So before fall 2024, using generative AI tools like ChatGPT is prohibited. From this term, fall 2024 and henceforth, generative AIs are permitted under specific conditions. This means that students must provide screenshots or link for their interaction with the ChatGPT. And the group suspected to have or to overuse generative AI, they will undergo an oral examination. So we'll not look at their report, but we will have final examinations for them. So now let me explain the design of the project. So we have two courses, as I said, and the two courses are different. STAT 304, most of the time we need students, they need to construct a survey questionnaire and they need to collect the data based on the questionnaires. However, STAT 305, this is experimental design where students, most of the time, they don't need to construct a survey. They need to make an experiment and collect the data based on that experiment. But overall, we have some similarities in the design. So we have a 6-point check here. So checkpoint number one, we have a group of forming the group where students form groups 5 to 7 and pick their topics. And the topics must be different all the time. Then we have number two, checkpoint number two, where we have the proposal, where students submit a proposal outlining their data collection methodology, and they have to include the survey and the statistical test that they will perform. For sure, this is a proposal. It doesn't mean like we stick on that. So maybe the student could change the survey questions or the statistical test, something like that. Then step number three, we have data collection, where students submit a clean data set and a code book. Number 4 and 5, and this is where they have to submit the reports. So number 4, we have a technical report where students submit a report emulating a research paper for a statistical savvy audience. So they send it to people who know statistics somehow. And checkpoint number 5, we have non-technical report or business report where students end here for a non-statistical audience and report their finding in a simple language for those who don't understand statistics. And lastly, we have a presentation where students present their summary in front of their class, instructor, and the TA, and for about 5-minute questions, and we have follow-up questions from the instructor, the TA, and the students themselves. Also, we have similar checkpoints for STAT 305. So I think 1 to 3 are exactly the same. 4, 5, they are a little bit different. Before we have them the same, but again, due to ChatGPT, and at the beginning, we don't know what exactly we will doing because of this. So we decided to remove this business report and focus on the technical report. So we have a rough draft for the technical report. That means the students, they will send a rough draft, and we provide them with the feedback, sometimes 4 pages feedback, so that they could consider that in their final report. And we don't have a presentation. We replace that for oral examinations. Before, the oral examination was mandatory for all groups, so we have to set oral exam for all the groups. But starting from this term, we just make it conditional in case there was internal conflict within the group, or we feel like the group overuse AI in their project. Now, as I said, the implementation of the group is not simple. It's requiring a lot of patience, instructions, and maybe one important factor of the success of the project is having a good TA. So a good TA is somehow a core requirement for the success of this project. Again, I'm so glad to have Anna to be my TA. She's an experienced TA and working with me for about 3 years now. And there are key responsibilities for the TA, supporting data analysis, coding, and give consultation to the students and guide them where to go, and if they face problem, and what is the right method that they should implement in order to have and to answer the questions and consideration. All the time we have challenges, and maybe if you have a good TA, maybe replacing that TA is not simple after you train the TA how it works. So we have challenges in that regard. So limited TA with writing skills and industry experience. The second one, ensuring consistency in grading across diverse projects. So this is somehow is also a challenge. And now we have some guidelines to address all of that. First of all, assign a dedicated, when we say, that means a single TA to take care of the projects, and a qualified TA for project-related tasks. develop a rubric that is aligned with the course objective and make it transparent grading. And the last one is very important, which is involving the TA with the rubric creation and hold calibration session in order to standardize the grading. So I involve Anna with almost every step related to this project, including even the project suggestions. So, everything I include my TA in designing the group project. So here are some project samples about STAT 304. Let me just talk about everyone separately. So here are some sample projects. You can see what we do here. So factors affecting absences in university. This project, in fact, now is a published paper by the students. So the students were able to publish this work, analyzing factors influencing school commuting time, proportion of students engaging in academic research and publications, proportion of students utilizing fitness and wellness programs, the impact of COVID-19 on students' mental health. And each group was required to choose a unique topic to avoid any overlap. We provide 40 projects to the students, and the students can choose any one of them, but most of the time we encourage the students to come up with their own ideas so that they can address anything they are interested in. There are some ethical and logistical consideration here. We are dealing with a human and live object, so there are ethical things. So the university, they have a form for every course if you would like to do surveys and interact with the humans. But again, this course is offered yearly. So the university research office said, oh, you don't need to submit every semester or every year. You need to submit an approval, and we don't have people to review the ethical form. So they suggested to us to just only restrict the data collection to students from the class. For sure, we have issues here because the sample size can't exceed sometimes 50 or 60. But still, we have to consider that. Students were required to get approval from the TA before deploying the survey in order to make sure that everything is fine and all the questions are reasonable and acceptable by others. For the project presentation, we have the last 3 hours or the last week of the semester are booked for presentations. And we have increased the teaching hours in these 2 courses from 360 hours, which is the standard teaching hours at UTM, to 39 hours to address, the presentations as well. And we have also some AI concerns about 304. Even though students are informed that generative AI tools would be considered an academic offense, we still face many issues about using them. And you can easily see that because for example, we have inaccurate citation. You click on the citation, it does not exist. Or they use unusual language, something is not relevant to the course. So you can see that people are using still AI tools in their writing. And whenever we ask the students to explain what did they mean by that, they admit they are using AI tools. And we then ask them to rewrite the report, and they face a certain penalty based on that. For STAT 305, one time they increased the size of 304 in the last fall, not this one, the previous one. And the group size become really big. And we have, I spent maybe the last 3 weeks of the semester dealing with the internal conflict within the group. Then what happened? I decided, in order to avoid all of that, to make the course project to be optional. I think it was a very wise decision I have made, because 20% of the students, they don't want to, be involved in the projects at all, but still we have 80 students who are interested to do the project. And those 80 students, all the time, we don't have issues like conflict or things like that. So somehow we still have about 40 projects. We reduce the group size. Also, students here are really happy. We address all the interests of the students. Either they prefer to do projects or prefer just to rely on exams and tests on their final mark. Also, to address over-reliance on generative AI, we replaced the written part or the business report with oral examinations. Data collections here are restricted to non-human objects to avoid any ethical issues. And whenever we submit, when we submitted this paper, one of the reviewer gave us really a nice idea that they have a virtual population. So now we want to even implement it. This is in the next fall. There is called the islands, and they have virtual people, and I think it's designed even for experimental design studies. And we ask also the students, because this is not done through surveys, to make sure that they are not like faking the data. We ask them to have a short video about their experiment. Some examples of the projects is that we have effective paper type on a flying distance of paper planes, factor affecting phone charging, impact of rice grain type on cooking duration, factors influencing the time it takes for ice to melt in different liquids, and many other. We have every year we have about 40 different projects. Now, let me talk about the oral examination. That was mandatory last.
I apologize, Luai.
Yeah.
Actually, 20 minutes gone. If you don't mind, you have a couple more minutes to finish, and probably we will have time
Okay,
for one question.
let me, yeah, okay, no problem. I thought it is 30 minutes anyway, no problem. So I'll go faster. So
Yeah,
we have
3 more minutes. Yeah, let's
okay,
time for questions.
let me do it. Yeah, let me do it. Yeah. So we have again oral examinations, and this is designed for group questions where everyone could answer any question. And we have individual question where everyone is responsible about their own questions. And also we have a policy to deal with inactive members, and we call them free riders, where they don't work and they have to just get the mark without working. We have a policy and we have instructions how this could be reported in every step. And after making this optional, we never meet several free riders in that sense. Before, yes, I have to deal all the time with 6-7 groups where we have members who are not active, but now I think this is fine whenever we make the project optional. And we send a survey, we designed a survey, and we send it at the end of the fall and the winter last year. And we have three. We have more, but this is what I selected for this presentation. So how do students perceive the usefulness of statistics projects? Do students participating in the projects perform better than those who did not? And what is the impact of generative AI, such as ChatGPT, on statistical projects? So we received 83, the sample size was 83 students. And we have included several sections. We have demographic factors, we have the impact of the projects on learning and the attitudes toward project, as well the usage of AI. And one thing that is noticeable is that 43.4 of those students who were surveyed admitted using AI in their projects. And I think this is quite high. And for the first question, I think we have a high percentage of the students agree that these projects are useful for them. All of them agreed that applying projects will enhance their understanding in theory, collaborative skills, proficiency in coding, And course project in general enhance a variety of skills, and they are always valued by the students. This is the conclusion. For the second one, where projects increase the marks, I want to say that these projects, the goal of the projects is not just, they have different learning objectives than just having exams and things like that. But usually, what we have, the average of the course projects are way higher, maybe sometimes close to 90 than term tests. So overall marks, yes, it will be more than those students who decide not to take project, but we did not find a statistical significance in term tests between those who decide to take a project and those who did not decide to take a project. Yet, the difference is in the overall mark. And the last one, which is about ChatGPT. So as I said, many students admitted using ChatGPT in this course and in the project. And one thing we noticed that it is reduced the number of cases regarding using ChatGPT is requiring a rough draft. And we always say to students, look, guys, you seem to use ChatGPT, you have to change that before your final submission. And I think I am okay here. So the majority of students, again, prefer course projects. And the challenges all the time is that we hope that we can lower group sizes in this kind of projects. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for your amazing talk. And now, well, we have